So wedging the clay. Now this piece of clay straight out of the bag from the factory actually it's kind of pre-wedged. Like I could just take this and roll it flat into my slab and it would be fine. However, if I took it and I had it in a couple pieces, or if I took one of the pieces and I took it like this and I folded it over on itself, okay, like that, if I rolled that flat, what do I probably have where I folded it over? Probably have trapped air bubbles. So I want to make sure that I wedge it before I make it into a slab, okay? Like I said, if you're really like, you can plan it out well, so you just cut it off and roll it out and it's good, but if you ever fold the clay over or if you combine pieces, you have to wedge it. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to wedge this, which I have these 3 pieces, so I have to wedge them together. Okay, so I'm going to take this to do wedging, and I take my hands kind of on the sides of the clay like this, and I'm going to use this part of my hand to push down and forward with the clay. So this is the motion my hands are going to make. So I'll do one, and I'll show you what that looks like. You have to use kind of a little bit of oomph when you do it. And then I'll pull this up toward myself, and I'll place my hands up kind of on the top again, and do that same thing again. Pull it up again. Okay, so basically, eventually, I'm bringing the clay into kind of this spiral motion and kind of rocking it back and forth. Every time I do this, but I want to keep my hands on the side of the clay because I want to keep the shape kind of compact. I don't want it to get really wide and flat. I want to keep it kind of in this shape. Here's a couple things. Your clay can be overworked, so you can wedge it too long. So you kind of have to, it takes a little practice to get wedging, but you also have to be careful because the longer you wedge, the more what's coming out of the clay. The more water, the more moisture is coming out. So then your clay will be dry and hard to work with. So you want to make sure that you're keeping it to about less than a minute of wedging. Remember that, less than